Hi, this is Majinoni, and here's my review for Ultimate Fallout number 4 and Red Skull number 2 of 5. Now I'm going to do the Red Skull one first, but I'm going to go really quick with this one. This is actually fast becoming one of my favorite miniseries so far. It's just like, I don't know, it's really, to me it seems like you're getting kind of a snapshot of what it was like in Germany and during the rise of Hitler. I mean, keep in mind, it's just like a snapshot, and it's probably nothing close to what it was. But you know, but I am surprised at some of the language that they use, and I'm really actually enjoying watching how the Red Skull went from the young boy to the ultimate evil incarnate type thing. I think the artwork is pretty solid. And the story's it's moving along nicely. In this issue here, basically, he meets some street thugs, and in order to escape them, he basically runs into a store, and then the store happens to be run by a Jewish father and his daughter. He pretends to be Jewish, so this way he can get, they would take care of him for a while, and basically his state doesn't turn out to be pretty good. But one thing I found interesting was there's like a moment in time where you think just maybe his life might change, and then events happen to spiral things out of control again and put him back on the streets. And like I said, this has definitely been enjoyable. If this keeps up, the quality of story, through the issue, this is definitely going to be a trade. And I'm really also liking the covers. So far, the first two covers have been spectacular, and for me, this looks like it's more like art rather than something like this. This looks like a comic book art, which is what it should be. But this just gives it something unique, gives it something distinct. But anyways, I like this one. Now with Ultimate Fallout Spider-Man No More number 4. Alright. This book is giving me on a yo-yo ride. 1 minute I like it, 1 minute I don't like it, I don't know where it's going, and then the next minute I like it again. And I'm in the middle again with this issue. Now, obviously what this book is doing is it's laying down the foundation for life after Peter Parker's death. And if you want to have any idea of what's going on, you need to get this. You almost have to buy this book because they're sprinkling seeds everywhere of, for plot threads. This issue is really important, and it's not even important for it's important obviously for Spider-Man because they show you here's the new Spider-Man, but it's important for other reasons, and I'll go over that. And I never thought that they would even bring this stuff up. Okay, first of all, you have the new Spider-Man, and he's battling the kangaroo. And, I mean, you can just see that this kid, he's just way over his head. He doesn't even understand his powers because, he's saying, like, his head, there's a buzzing again, and he doesn't know what that means. And then, like, when you look at his costume, it looks like it's a Halloween costume because the gloves don't quite fit right, that mask doesn't fit right, the boots don't fit. And, everybody's like, hey, aren't you supposed to be dead? That's in really bad taste. So, and he even finally admits that this is in bad taste. Now, I'm showing you the picture only because it's all over the internet and over the news as it is, so it doesn't really matter. But they unmask him. Personally, I almost think that it's a little too early to unmask him, just because I think they could have definitely built it up, and there would have been maybe a lot more hype for the first issue. One thing I will say is, I'm really happy that they did not pick Mary Jane, Gwen Stacy, a random clone, or Spider-Woman or Spider-Girl, whatever, Parker's other clone. Even Aunt May. I'm just glad they didn't put a character from the Spider-Man universe in this mask and costume. So I'm really now looking. Now I know there's a lot of people out there who just hate this idea. They think that they're killing Spider-Man. The concept of Spider-Man because they killed Peter Parker, but it's like, hey, get over it. just sit back, enjoy the story, because now we can now get new stories. I don't understand. I just can't. I really don't understand why people like reading the same story over and over and over and over again. Now, granted, I know that there's a certain maybe attachment to the story, but after you've read the same Hulk fights, the same Fantastic Four fights over and over and over again, don't you get kind of bored? How many times can you watch and read Spider-Man fight the Green Goblin and have the same type of thing happen in the story? It's mind-numbing after a while, and because most of you guys don't read manga, you don't understand where I'm coming from, and how the wealth of there's so much out there, and Marvel and DC just don't capitalize on it, and because they keep regurgitating the same old garbage. So that's why I'm really happy to see a totally brand new character and the hope of a totally new direction. That's why I'm going to buy Ultimate Spider-Man. It's a new direction. I don't know what to expect. We're not going to see the Clone Wars. We're not going to see all that other nonsense. We can give him new villains, and that's what I'm hoping for. Okay, this is where it goes weird, because I never expected to see what happens to Reed Richards. Now, if you remember, they had those Ultimate Doomsday and all those other Ultimate Doom books and things like that, and Reed Richards got sent. Basically, he was in another dimension thing, and his base of operations got destroyed, and he's kind of floating. And this basically is him getting back on track again to prove that he is right. And they took a little nod from the Future Foundation costumes, because you can see there's all these people here. Now, from my understanding, these look like they're clones, or potential clones of Reed and Susan and people like that. So I'm really curious to see where this is going to go. And what he's going to basically do is he's basically going to evolve these. He's evolved, let me back up a minute. He's going to tamper with evolution to evolve these people to be the ultimate form, and I'm really curious to see where this is going to go. And next up, and this is the part I never expected, it was this storyline here. Now, this here, as you can see, it's two women talking. One of them's Carol, and there's a reporter. And the reporter's talking to her about a mutant she discovered who's very old and is about to die. But he has the power to basically, do a mind meld, so this way you can see what he's thinking type thing. But he can only do it for a few seconds. And from what she can determine, this is the first mutant that was created. And she basically uncovered the whole conspiracy of why there's mutant. I don't say conspiracy, but she actually kind of said how the mutants are created and basically who's responsible for it. And at the I don't want to spoil it, but I know you guys can all figure it out because you guys have seen this type of story 1,000 times already. But she's about to unleash this information onto the world. And once they do that, the world of the X-Men are probably going to change greatly. So that's why I'm thinking this is I think this is actually a key book for the foundation of what's to come. And I'm really enjoying it for those reasons. I think some of the stories may not be as strong as I would have liked. I don't necessarily like how it's jumping, and you don't get a sense of like a flow. It's more like a randomness that's going on, and I don't like the random part. But I still am enjoying this. But anyways, if you have any comments or questions, let me know. Rate the video up or down. Let me know what you think. I'll have more reviews up later. So till next time.